If there is one thing that you take away from this video, even if you disagree with every last word that I have to say, just hear me when I say this. Stop harassing South Asian women online. Hello everyone, my name is Gara Means Spicy, and today I have a little bit of a rant video for you, so excuse me if this isn't as structured as it should be. I just have a lot on my mind and I just need to get it off my chest. You may have heard of the controversy surrounding Disney possibly making a live-action movie version of Rapunzel, starring the Indian-American actress Avantika Vandanapu as the lead role of Rapunzel. Now, none of this was ever confirmed. This was just based off of some now deleted tweets that were a fan casting of what someone wanted the live-action version of Rapunzel to be. However, that did not stop the internet from absolutely dousing this poor actress with hatred, telling her that she does not deserve to play the role of Rapunzel because she's not white and she's not blonde. A couple months earlier, a similar situation happened with another Indian-American actress, Maitri Ramakrishnan, where she stated in an interview that her dream role would be to play the role of Rapunzel in a live-action movie.
My dream role has always been like Rapunzel, because that would be amazing.
There has not been a live-action Tangled yet, so...
Like, why can't Rapunzel be a South Asian girl? We know what it means to be, like, you know, trapped up in our rooms with our coconut oiled long ass hair.
She was met with essentially the same response. Now, at the time of all of this happening, I was vaguely keeping up with all the drama. I wasn't really all that invested in it. I'm not a die-hard Disney fan, and it had been years since I was actually interested enough in a Disney movie to go out of my way to see it, so it's just not really my thing. But the Instagram algorithm had other plans for me. The other day I was minding my own business on Instagram when I came across a reel from a creator known as My Perfect Life, a.k.a. Sahana, who's an Indian-American influencer on Instagram. She's responding to all the online discourse that Rapunzel should not be played by a South Asian actress. In her reel, she says, "A little reminder that hair dye exists and a princess having a different skin color doesn't mean the story is ruined." She also made a follow-up reel as well, making sure Rapunzel stays blonde because the little blonde girls have no one else to relate to. You can tell she was playing with fire when she made these reels, she knew that. I've seen Sahana's content on my feed before. She does a lot of beauty-related content online while also voicing her opinion on social issues. She receives a lot of heat online for her opinions, and as you can imagine, the comments section was an absolute nightmare. Y'all, isn't Rapunzel a German girl, literally designed to show off German features? Listen, I just want her to have blonde hair. Bruh, she is blonde and white, so make her blonde and white. Are you restarted? Me when I'm restarted. Rapunzel is German. If you want more inclusion, make your own stories. Stop changing the race of characters. Snow White is white as snow. She isn't brown. Rapunzel is white. You know who you guys sound like right now?
What's this one has the blue eyes and the blonde hair and the pubes like the sun?
You people have gotten way too comfortable with being mean to South Asian women online. Did you ever think that Rapunzel would start a racially charged debate online? Was that on your 2024 bingo card? Honestly, if this movie ever gets made, South Asian actress or not, I don't think I'm gonna go see it. I'm not interested in live-action remakes. In fact, I cannot think of one live-action remake that was better or even just as good as the cartoon that it was based off of. And let's be real, I'm not gonna hold my breath that Disney is going to accurately portray Indian culture by making Rapunzel Indian. You know, like we're all hoping for a Rapunzel with a braid down to the floor, intertwined with jasmine flowers, and Mother Gothel being played by some Bollywood actress, but we all know that's just not gonna happen. Like, I would not count on Disney to do that. The most they are going to do, if this movie ever comes to fruition, is put a pretty brown girl in a pretty dress and call it a day. Sorry, I woke up and chose hatred today, alright? Buckle up, the hating's just getting started. I am not here to discuss the topic of Rapunzel because, if you haven't noticed, I'm a full-grown adult. I have got better things to do than sit around and yell about fairy tales all day. No, I would rather spend my time yelling about obscure TV shows and cartoons instead. I more so want to focus on the reaction that occurred when people on the internet were convinced that the next Rapunzel was going to be played by an Indian actress. I have seen enough reels on Instagram and YouTube videos to come to the conclusion that people are stupid. The backlash to this is not unsimilar to the backlash that Hailey Bailey faced when she played Ariel in Little Mermaid. Do you remember that? That was clownery. Ultimate clownery. I cannot stress this enough. Full-grown adults got dressed up in fancy suits and ties and dresses and went to work where their job was to sit in front of a camera and bitch about the Little Mermaid going woke. The outrage stems from the fact that Rapunzel was race-swapped for a tan-skinned, dark-haired Indian actress, as opposed to a fair-skinned, blonde-haired white actress. A lot of people are arguing that Rapunzel is based off of a German fairy tale, therefore it makes sense that the actress who plays Rapunzel should be of German descent. Well, how would you feel if Mulan was race-swapped to be a white girl, or Princess Jasmine was white, or if Princess Tiana was white? Honey, baby, sweetie, poopsikins. That's already happening. What do you call women that get spray tans? What do you call women that get lip injections or surgeries to make their butts bigger? Am I saying that full lips or voluptuous body types belong to a certain race? No. And am I saying that it's wrong to want a summer glow or sun-kissed skin? Also no, because most people do tan when they go out into the sun. But when you are using artificial products to make your skin several shades darker than what it naturally is, combined with surgical procedures to give yourself a body that you did not have naturally, baby, that's not a summer glow up, that's a summer race swap. In recent years, with the rise of the Instagram influencer, we have seen a surplus of these things. And these are by no means new talking points from my end. Black people have been saying this for years. And need I remind you of the fox eye makeup trend, where people were using eye makeup to elongate their eye shape, and they were using their hands to stretch their eyes back and squint. And Asian people saw all of that and they were like, hey guys, quick question. What the f***? So don't you worry about missing out on all the fun of race-swapping Disney characters, because believe me, there is plenty of race-swapping in real life.
And if you still have a problem with Rapunzel not being white, let me ask you something. Before this whole controversy, how often were you thinking about Rapunzel? Do you feel like you're being robbed of something if Rapunzel isn't white? Do you feel like you don't see enough white and blonde actresses in Hollywood? I know this seems like such a silly topic to make a video about, but I think it's part of a much deeper issue.
And I could also talk about the South Asian women who use foundation shades that are way too light for their skin tone, and they use filters to make themselves look white as ghosts, and then they bleach their hair and use colored contacts. You know what? That is a whole other discussion, a very heavy and nuanced one, for a whole other day. And you know, I've made videos where I've discussed Indian cartoon characters, and I stated my opinion that I would prefer if these characters were voiced by South Asian actors, and I was met with a lot of backlash of people telling me things like, what does it matter who voices the character? That's what voice acting is all about. Who cares what the race of the voice actor is? It's all make-believe anyways. Stop being so nitpicky about all the details. And how did those same people react to the possibility of a live-action Rapunzel being Indian?
Die Beneinen in the Streisen! What's the Blitzkrieg? What's the superior race? Vienna will return to Deutschland first!
Who's being nitpicky about details now?
And before anyone tells me that in Rapunzel her ethnicity matters because you can actually see the actress, as opposed to voice acting where you can't see the person who's playing the character, let me explain the difference. When it comes to non-Indian people voicing Indian characters, it's often done with voice actors putting on an exaggerated, over-the-top accent that is meant to be comedy, but more often than not comes off as mocking the whole ethnicity. However, when it comes to an Indian actress playing Rapunzel, it's not like she would be putting on a false accent and turning German people into a joke. She would simply be playing an iteration of a make-believe story. You know, a creative and modern take on an old tale, which has been done successfully before.
Some will even say, well, if you want to be represented, why don't you just watch Indian movies and TV shows? Why do you have to come here and ruin our movies? Yeah, we all watch Indian movies, and that's great and all, but that's not the point. You know damn well as I do the weight that American media has on the world. You are aware of how big of a deal it is to star in an American movie. A movie that is made in the US is premiered all over the world. People from all corners of the world see it. Just look at Netflix's Never Have I Ever. Whether you're a fan of that show or not, you cannot deny that show had such an incredible reach. Like, that's a pretty big deal. The only commentary videos I've seen about this on YouTube seem to be coming from conservative, right-leaning YouTube channels, and I think there's a reason for that. They have effectively taken this discussion over a Disney movie that, mind you, does not exist, and they have hijacked it to make it race bait against South Asian women. I would like to mention this comment that I saw on Instagram. I know for a fact if they casted a white girl, no one would be complaining that the white actress isn't actually German or isn't actually blonde. That is a great point. Do you think if they cast someone like Sydney Sweeney to play Rapunzel in the live-action film, do you think these same conservative YouTube channels would be out here making videos like, according to my internet research, Sydney Sweeney is in fact not a natural blonde, and according to her 23andMe results, she is of Irish-Dutch descent, and is in fact 0% German? Oof. And to address all the South Asian people weighing in on this debate and saying things like, well, as an Indian woman, I'm against the race swapping of Rapunzel, and I would prefer if we had original stories showcasing original Indian ideas with Indian actors and actresses. I want you to know that people are going to look at your comment and use that as an excuse to continue being racist towards South Asians. The same actress who was involved in this whole scandal, Avantika, and by the way, I've kind of avoided talking about her in this video because I feel like she really did not ask for any of this. She just happened to be mentioned in some random tweet and she got dragged into all of this. But either way, Avantika has confirmed that she is starring in a Disney Plus original TV show called A Crown of Wishes, which is based on a book, where she is going to be playing a character named Princess Gauri. So the same passion that you're bringing to this debate, you better be bringing the same passion when A Crown of Wishes comes out. Closing thoughts. Rapunzel is not for you. Rapunzel's not for me. Rapunzel is for children! Do you think children care about this stuff? Do you think when Hailey Bailey's Little Mermaid came out and they did exit interviews for people leaving the theater, do you think they stopped some 5-year-old and asked them, so what did you think of The Little Mermaid? You think that 5-year-old was like,
well, I think it really shows the direction that America is going in, and it's really just another form of leftist liberal propaganda.
no! No 5-year-old is thinking those things. The idea of little Indian girls and boys going to the theater and watching Rapunzel and seeing themselves represented on the screen, getting dressed up like Rapunzel or asking their mom to braid their hair with little flowers in it, and even non-Indian kids watching this movie and wanting to grow out their hair just like the Rapunzel they see on screen, like, that makes my heart sing. But screw them, right? God forbid we make Indian children happy. If this movie ever does come out, and Rapunzel is being played by a South Asian actress, I would not be surprised if people return to the internet, and possibly even TV, with their pitchforks and torches. I just have 2 words. Stay mad. That's all I have to say for now. I'm sorry again if this video was super ranty. I'm normally not like this. Who am I kidding? I'm always like this. Follow me on Instagram for all of my daily deranged thoughts, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.